A grandfather doesn't judge. He loves. That's what experience does. He's watched so many seasons come and go, seen stories written and heard them retold, witnessed dynasties rise up and fall down. He can't be surprised because he's been around for a long, long time.
This is the Rose Bowl.
But he would be pleased to see his legacy carried on, his traditions followed, his name spoken with respect, even awe. To visit him is a childhood dream. To honor him is a calling. He knows how much this trip means to you. He also knows victory's thrill and the sting of defeat will fade. So he doesn't care if you win or lose. Just try your best and let fate do the rest. And when it's over, with a knowing smile, he'll nod your way as if to say, you will always remember the day you played in the granddaddy of them all.
Alex Froelich, 6'3", 230, Polytechnic Middle School. My favorite thing about football is the bond and the brotherhood that you form with your teammates.
Brandon Zito, I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. I went to Chandler Middle School, and my favorite memory was going to Boomers after beating California City.
Connor Boyle, I'm 5'10", 175 pounds. I'm from Polytechnic School, my middle school. My favorite high school memory is probably just the football camps, where we just got to bond with our team and have a lot of fun.
David Mathias, 6 foot, 180 pounds, Polytechnic Middle School. My favorite memory is stepping on a sprinkler junior year. Jackson Stimler, 6'2", 215 pounds, St. Pete the Venerable School. My favorite memory in football is beating Rio on their home new field sophomore year.
My name is Jake Shafee. I'm 5'10", 215 pounds, and I went to Polytechnic Middle School. My favorite thing about football is contact.
I'm Luke Bryson. I went to Polytechnic Middle School, 5'11", 215 pounds, and my favorite memory would be the first time I got cracked.
Robert Gluck, 6 feet, 150 pounds, Huntington Middle School, go-karting with the team.
My name is Ryan Olivas. I'm from Rosemead, California. My favorite football memory is when I got the game-winning interception against Poly. Nathan Olivas. I'm from Rosemead, California, and my favorite football memory was beating Poly last year.
Josh Cito. I'm from Temple City. My favorite football memory was smacking Arroyo.
My name is Jack Van Cleef from Temple City, California. My favorite football memory was CIF playoffs last year.
My name is Daniel Tran. I'm from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. My favorite football memory is the first time playing it.
My name is Brandon Davis. I'm from West Covina, California. My favorite football memory is my scuba score from my freshman year.
My name is Anderson Lang from Monrovia, California. My favorite football memory was beating Poly last year.
All right, welcome to the Rose Bowl. Coach Carson, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach Smoke. How are you?
Really good. It's thanks for coming over today. I'm glad that we're able to do this for the kids. Obviously, if you're listening, you're going to know that we're not recording this live. Let's see this kickoff. We watched in film that your kid, he has a great ability to kick the ball to the 1 yard line.
It was a great kick and pretty good coverage here.
It was really nice. We'd worked on that, but we hadn't had any live, and you can see there, I think we get it about to the 20. Now, I'm going to tell you this first play, we watch a lot of film, and we were going over, and I thought this is going to be a home run ball. But I think maybe, and maybe you can tell me, because of scrimmage we threw the ball so well, I think you guys maybe were a little bit more prepared for the pass than you have been in the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that scrimmage tape you had with South Pass, and we said, guys, they're going to throw. So we were definitely thinking more about and preparing more for your QB. He looked really good against South Pass, and so we kind of said, all right, we're going to be ready for that.
So yeah, we tried to put that motion in and thought we could get your free safety to slide with that a little bit and then come back against the grain with kind of a half roll.
Yeah.
And you did a really nice job here of this linebacker just picking it up and coming across, but
still a good completion.
It is.
Yeah.
It was a good completion and two good players here. This is a nice second down play. I liked it. We thought maybe we could get some movement. We tried this part half motion. Didn't do much to your guys. They reacted pretty good here. Pretty well here to the outside. We're hoping to get this going a little bit more with Connor Boyle, who's a senior for us, and actually had a couple really long runs against you guys last year.
Yeah.
But you guys did a
99-yarder, right?
Yep. Did a great job of bottling him up here. I like the route. I like what we were doing here. It's a great tackle. We always tell him on that route, boy, if you got that right away, get it to him with room to run. But this is a really nice play with him coming off and making the tackle.
Yeah, that was our senior outside linebacker, Ryan Olivas, who converted corner, but played linebacker as JV. Not a big guy, but
no, one of the
really
twins.
Tough. Yeah, one of the twins, really tough and really fast. And so he's a guy we're going to miss, but great player. And then, yeah, we saw your punter warming up, and we had our returner way back. And
he was booming. So coming out on offense, I didn't know where you guys would come out, is maybe with some trick play or something like this, but you came out. We worked on this a lot, this kind of counter power look, which you got us a lot with the previous year.
Yeah. And our unbalanced line, which gives like 90% of the teams we play fits, doesn't seem to give you guys any problems at all. Lining up, and that's just a testament to your preparation and knowing how to defend us.
Well, certainly, like with our rocket, and you guys don't defend too many other teams the way you defend us. I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Our defense is predicated really on trying to be competitive with Rio.
This was a really good throw.
That was a great throw.
Great throw. He was well covered, kind of threw him open, and Ryan Olivas again made a good catch. Yeah, this Jack Van Cleve, our senior quarterback, who we're definitely gonna miss.
And he had a kid there coming right into his legs and stepped up and delivered, made a nice pass there. And
he was under pressure all night. And this was kind of a harbinger of things to come when our sure-handed fullback here, Ryan McCullough, fumbled on that. And it's probably more a testament to getting hit and maybe the emotion that comes with the game. But we didn't have any fumbles against Viewpoint or Trinity. Maybe
is that Gio?
Yeah, it's Gio Ortega who had 4 touchdowns the week before, but sprained his shoulder the day before the game on Wednesday. Is out running routes before practice.
Yeah.
Dove for a ball, landed, and we didn't think he was gonna play. We said, "Hey, it's up to you, man." It's and taped it up, and he goes, "I want to go. I want to try." But there's Jack trying to run for his life, and we went from 3rd and short to 4th and forever.
Yeah, that's one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda when you're kind of down and sniffing at the red zone and tight and
you lose 15 yards.
And all of a sudden we're there and that's the
great play by your guys though, running him down. And this was something, believe it or not, that we had actually put in a shortened season. Just for a situation just like this.
It was funny.
And it kind of worked.
It was funny because 2 years ago when we were over at your place, we did one of these and it almost bit us in the butt. He almost took it to the house on a quick kick. Here's a power that actually ends up.
Yeah, I was getting nightmares right here. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
This ended up being one of those things where right about now I'm like, he's gone.
Yeah.
And great effort to staying with it. And
if you watch number 3,
was that Anderson?
That was Anderson Lang, who was playing weak side linebacker. He was right there at the initial point, and your guy stumbles, so he's not quite off to the races. Anderson misses him, but keeps playing and dives and just clips his ankle. And that was it. Yeah, that was a touchdown saving play.
There, junior there, Matthias Olson, his older brothers played. And he's grown a lot in the last year. Really dynamic player. Had some good runs. Had some good plays on defense.
I'm looking at his stats. He ran for 4 carries, 66 yards. Probably got most of them on that one. But I was getting flashbacks of our game last year, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. They're gonna power us to death, and let's go, guys. Let's go.
There were those moments definitely in this game. So we come back with power the other way, and there he is, big 77. That you want to talk about nightmares, and he had a few plays in that, and always seemed to be on Connor, but just where he showed up, and we'll talk about the one on the goal line.
Right.
But certainly a great game because Connor is a dynamic player.
Yeah, Brandon Davis. Yeah, you got to get to a guy like Connor before he gets moving, and Brandon just had an absolutely outstanding game. Just kind of, we don't get guys like that at Rio and Poly very often. A guy who can you can plop in the middle and kind of control both A gaps. And so,
I was gonna say one of those two gap guys.
Yeah.
I went past our play there. I'm not sure what was up next. We had a penalty. I know that we came back with the power here. We figured it's
little chippiness right there.
We got a 4th down situation, and this is kind of how this game played out at different times for both teams. Burn a timeout. Try to get guys off sides. Went right to the ball, but again, you talk about scouting, and with the Rio hard count on special teams, we copied that, and then. So we don't jump off, and you guys don't jump off for us when we do that. And our quick get to the ball, and then here bobbled snap, and
didn't quite get a grip on the ball. They were open.
That's one of those where you go, if we would,
because he was open early.
Yep.
Yeah, he was open early.
And we put that in, and we had that a couple times last year. This quick toss is one of the first things I noticed about Rio when I moved out here 15 or so years ago, was how deadly that was, and that crack on the outside, and how it's deceptive how fast it hits. And at different times we do great, but it's one of those things we can't replicate in practice. It's another job with the power toss, and you get the kick and come up underneath, and it really puts a lot on those outside linebackers. And then.
Here's number 5.
Yeah.
Jonathan Guerrero, and he had a quiet, I think, kind of 133 yards.
Yeah. He's just so quick, and he's so small, and he kind of gets in, tucks in there, and guys can't find him, and they can't see him.
Second levels has a hard time seeing him, so your linebackers are going to be like, where'd he go?
100%.
First down, we're feeling really good right now.
I love that coming back to the short side there when you're overloaded and getting the big body in there, and I've seen 42. Is it McCullough?
Ryan McCullough.
And he's a big kid and a heck of a player. To come back from that and to this, and another woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? And of course it was on our side. It was on our side.
This is one of those plays we had. I don't think we had shown this in our first 2 games. We were saving this for you guys, and a play we thought was going to work, and it did. A little wheel route out of the backfield, because you're counting on your linebacker to first play the run, and you got to catch up. And if he gets loose, he's playing catch up, and as long as the throw's on time, and it's going to be a big play. And it's the same play we got on the big 4th down. We had just switch players, switch personnel.
Yeah.
And then you go from the highs of that thinking, hey, we're up 7-0 to we get sacked on the next play.
Right, you get the penalty, and then you get a sack.
Yeah.
And here we are back there, and I think both of us had those times on offense where we were going, oh my Lord, we were on 2nd and 4, and now we're 3rd and 30. Screen comes in. We happened to. We worked a lot during the week about guys out of the backfield and the screen game, but still got caught, a couple times, and there was another penalty on that, so now it's 3rd and just forever.
Yeah.
Just 3rd and forever.
Which is no not a situation any offense wants to get in, but especially us at Rio, we're built for 3rd and 3.
Yeah, right. You want to be on.
20. Yeah.
I think all of us we want to be on schedule. We have ideas, and it's funny in the booth. Everybody's got to play for 3rd and 3.
Right.
You know, on the headset. On the headset, nobody's got to play for 3rd and 30.
Yeah. What do you got here, guys?
So on that particular play, just one of those freak things where a kid got tackled and we lost our starting inside linebacker.
That's when 21 went
Brandon
down?
Zito, who was a great kid, program kid, all 4 years and playing hard and disappointing that his football career had to end there, but also a really good basketball player and has an opportunity to go out and play some basketball in college up in Minnesota. So
he's
excited for him.
He's like your best basketball player, right?
He's a very good basketball
really
player
good,
and a kid who came for basketball and kind of we talked him into playing football and he's just a solid. Tight set we were trying to get a few more guys in the box to help us block and come down and you guys are ready for it.
You're ready for that rocket.
Ready for the rocket and came up hard.
We've been burned enough to try to figure out how to stop it.
Came back, we thought, and sometimes, you talk about the difference between a scrimmage and the game and whether it's a couple weeks or that, but those kind of backside routes, we weren't able to hit any of them.
Yeah, Colin Matthews against South Pass, I mean, he just picked him apart. And so we were very intentional about our preparation for their passing game and preparing for him. And it was always like, guys, we always got to deal with rocket. We got to deal with power. But guess what? Now Paulie can throw too.
Yeah.
And so we were scared coming in. And fortunately, for whatever reason, able to slow you guys down a little.
Well, that was one quarter, 0-0, Poly Rio, and here's where we start, Mark, with the punt.
Yeah.
The ball bounces all over the place, and
somehow we got it back.
And you get it back, and of course I'm on the sideline just asking for an illegal fair catch call.
Which it was. That might have been Anderson Legg's first punt return of his varsity career for sure. And again, he was back there. We thought he was the most sure-handed guy, just a good overall athlete. He plays on our baseball team and so forth. We thought he could do it with Gio being hurt, and he didn't do it. Obviously, not comfortable. Yeah, the two-handed fair catch sign was only a harbinger of things to come when he dropped it. And then, fortunately, we got it back. And then get a few plays going here. We're starting out with Jonathan Guerrero. This was a good run.
This is a real good run for a play.
And then 55 came over and popped him. And we love that because that was super hyped on the sideline. Everyone was yelling.
Yeah.
And our guys, our coaches got a kick out of it when 55, he did this. He didn't act like he was cradling a...
Boy, that he almost got back there, and this kid, Jason Mayo, number 11, we're watching this baseball game as a pitcher for us, and started playing as a sophomore, and this was his first varsity game, and he did a great. He had some really big pass breakups.
Yeah, he did, including one in the end zone.
Yeah, those the couple at the end of the first half that were big. He got a little bit turned around, but he never gave up on the ball, and that could have been a big play. That's what it's supposed to look like on that toss for us.
And that was a 3rd and 3. Our guys will say, Coach, they're calling out our plays. Coach, they're calling out our plays. And it looks like that one you were right. And we go, guys, we know they're going to call out our plays. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing. And sometimes they'll be right. You got to block it and go for it. But we're not going to necessarily check down or do anything. We're going with the play that's called. So
well, that's the great thing about this game. I think the Poly Rio thing is we know each other so well. You got to go out and play, and you have to out execute the other team.
Exactly.
You're not going to get a trick play. No. You're not going to get the end around
nothing
here.
Cheap. Yeah.
Even there, where you're going for the draw on somebody
outside. We're trying to draw them off sides, and that's again something that'll work against 8 out of 10 teams you play, but probably a waste of time against Paulie. Just let him punt it.
It's funny. We go through the same thing, and of course after a game, any game you coach, but especially a game you lose 8-7, you go back and you go, what could have we done different? And you have a million things, and what I find out usually is we probably just got to work on our base stuff and execute it. You're coming out as a nice. We were trying again to go back to the one receiver side and kind of get that one-on-one matchup with David Mathias, a great kid, a
great athlete,
baseball kid. He's a super quiet kid, but just humble a worker, humble guy, great baseball player, and really had a great scrimmage. And we really thought we could get him with this matchup on some stuff, and it just wasn't.
Well,
but we both tried. We're both 0 for 1 on the screen today, Coach.
Right. And our guys were ready for that, and that's something that we definitely prepare for. This was a throw. He had us a little bit behind him. I think on that you had us beat right there. If you watch it again, because our corner followed the number 1 inside, and that was at like a wheel with and so our linebacker did a good job kind of noticing that and picking it up late. But if you watch that again, he was beat, and so
that was one of those. That was one of those where you get a little pressure earlier. You have some things you might let it go a little early, and scrimmage and a game are two different things. But that's one of those things you go, gosh, I wish this wasn't the only game of the year.
Yeah.
It was all good, and then we
cue the circus music.
Yeah, we get back to the punt thing.
So this is a freshman who'd returned punts in our first 2 games and done well, but he's going to be a good football player, Curly Kirkpatrick. But
you get the ball on the 1 yard line with 4 downs, then you probably ought to score. And this was an outstanding play. We had a little bit of a thing where our front side guard didn't come down and fill this. And again, big 77, he made us pay for it. And this is putting the ball in the hands of the guy we wanted in and in the situation we wanted in. And kudos to you guys for making the play here. This is 51.
51. We brought him on a blitz. We got
a nice job. We had a center starting his first game, sophomore. He's got a little bit, probably got a 100-pound mismatch there coming back, and he gets into Brandon nicely.
Right.
But because of the shift, because of 51 coming free, we couldn't get off it and make the play.
Yeah, Jaden Sanchez, a great football player. Mike linebacker, super tough guy.
I liked him. He moves really well.
Moves well.
And comes well. Get a snap problem, and here we are, kind of like we were talking about. We're third down, and
you throw to him,
and we come back and try to get this. We miss the block, but even with that, I think we're in some. And all of a sudden, we're in 4th down on the 15, and you talk about it, and this is, I think, where my wife said, "Why didn't you kick the field goal?"
Yeah, we thought about that.
And I was a little bit worried about the lights, to be honest. And I thought, if we don't have that pressure there, I think he's going to get that corner out in the end zone. I think that was open, and he's turning to throw the ball. And
Brandon made a great play, and Ryan picked it up, and I was hoping to get into the house, but your guys didn't give up on the play and tackle them. So, which turned out to be huge because we don't score here, and so.
Yeah, it's big. Again, we were telling the kids on that. I said, boy, big turnover, big situation. You're gonna get a trick play.
Yeah, little razzle dazzle, flea flicker there.
But you almost had it.
Almost
had it.
Yeah.
You live and die with man. You know us. We live and die with man coverage, and boy, we almost died there.
That was a great tackle.
We worked a lot on that play with that formation of Big McCullough coming through, and it ended up being a nice play on the backside. Jackson Stimler.
Yeah, Stimler was a monster all night. Yep.
He's a big, strong kid, and we have him and his younger brother on the team, and they both played real well, and we're gonna miss Jackson a ton. He's a great kid.
That's a good sneak here.
Yeah.
4th down. Yeah, that we were in 4 down territory, especially considering how the game was going. Once we crossed midfield, we were gonna go 4 down.
This sequence here, I thought, boy, it started to feel like the momentum was maybe shifting back after that, and then we get this big play from Jake Shafia. This is a kid who came in. He was, I don't know, 100 pounds. Worked so hard. studied film so hard. We moved him to guard on offense. He'd never played guard, but did a really nice job defensively. And he's one of the guys coming through there, making a big play.
And there you go. Yeah, we go from being comfortable, we're not going to punt, we're going in, to losing yards on a big sack, and now we're again up against it, 3rd and long, which, like you said, who has a call for that?
You're right. Right, I'm not sure.
So you're calling timeout. You must have seen something that.
You know what we did is we were misaligned with our coverage, and we knew that I knew McCullough had to come out, which I was excited about, and I knew that timeout was going to let him back in. But we, when you're in man coverage, if you got one guy in the wrong place, that can go from 0 to 6 real quick, and so we had to take the timeout, and then we got to, you guys end up with a penalty here. And again, we both had some of this kind of
I think we had 5 false starts, which again, from just not playing.
And I think we were in that ballpark as well with the false starts. Inopportune times. I don't know if there's a big difference between 3rd and 20 and 3rd and 25 for the play call. So you can probably stick with it. We're trying to jump up and we get the pick here, which I don't know.
It wasn't the end of the world for us. Almost like a punt. Just chuck it up there, hope for something to happen.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but Connor made a great play on the ball, and
it was a great play.
You never want to tell a kid,
don't catch it.
Coming out with hitches, and again, hitches are one of those things that we talk about all the time. We're going to throw more hitches, and then I don't do it as much, and I probably should. But you guys did such a great job on our short routes of coming up and making tackles,
right?
Where usually we turn those into much bigger plays.
Right.
This is another opportunity. He was covered on this route. We've run that route forever against you guys, and he bounces it off a helmet anyways. But it was pretty well covered. So here we are in 3rd and 8.
Right.
And
we changed personnel a little bit. We'll bring in our speed rusher, D lineman up top. Josh Cito's 135 pounds, and doesn't quite get to him, but one of those adjustments we made for obvious passing downs.
Yeah, our spacing on that looked like a team who hadn't practiced in a minute there with the deep out, and it's great because Colin is a kid who can throw that, and it's not always an easy throw, but it did lead to our best offensive play.
Another punt.
Which ended up being a punt, and it let it bounce, and that indecision when you start seeing that.
And trouble.
And big ups here to these two kids, 33 and 5. One is a freshman who ended up coming in at linebacker, Henry McDonald. This kid, you're gonna think he's here at Poly forever because he's gonna be making big plays for a long time. And the other one, Nick Cardenas, who's our backup quarterback and a sophomore and a great kid. And boy, they worked really, really hard. To help create some of these opportunities here. Here's that muff rule where you can't advance the ball.
Right.
And
you guys came out. There's your power. And that punt return is funny because we always tell our guys, hey, happy hop, take it and go. We want our punt return team to be dangerous and teams to fear punting against us. But man, it was just not meant to be. Then this is a play. This is kind of a new wrinkle for you guys. That option with the quarterback. You hadn't run that a lot against us in the past. So this was a great little mini drive.
Yeah, really spreading it out a little bit and
then running it right down
inside. That's Sam Howell, another kid who's a baseball player, heck of a good baseball player, probably a college baseball player, but is really good two-way outside linebacker and fullback for us. And one of those things is like probably when it comes down, it probably should have utilized him a little bit more offensively and got into that kind of more spread formation and dinked and dunked. But, this is one of those things I felt good about being up 7-0 in a game like this. And from this point on, I'm like, if we can get one more score, it's going to make it tough.
I agree. Had you guys gone up 14-0, it's probably lights out.
This is a nice return where we try to get a sky ball. I saw you guys do in the game before. Put it on about the 25-yard line. Your kid did a nice job of fielding it up and getting some positive yards up the sideline.
Yeah, he did.
This is the first time I'd seen this out of Rio. This quads look, and so we looked at this, and then you went back and threw backside to Gio.
Right.
And it had a nice gainer on it.
Yeah.
A nice gainer on this because I think there's, less than 2 minutes left here in the half. Looks like a minute 38. And so it's the one thing that we don't often think about with Rio is 2-minute offense. But you guys put yourself in a great position here to get down the field.
Yeah, this is one of those things we probably worked on, obviously last year, but returning, if you have your quarterback returning, is something that we didn't have spend a lot of time on, but we actually did practice it. Not the first 2 weeks, but for Pauly we did because we thought we could be in a 2-minute situation. And the guys did a pretty good job getting lined up and making plays.
That was a big tackle there by Matthias in the open field.
Yeah, bringing him down.
I talked about bringing him down because, boy, he misses that, he's gone. I was a little frustrated with that.
Get flashbacks from last year on the trick play in the half.
Yeah. Trust me, we talked about that a lot. That's one of those where the toss is there, and the ball ends up on the ground, and this is where I'm like, gosh, can we get another one? Can we get another one back here? He kind of got held up and then had to cut back into the middle and get a quick hit and stops him. You get another one where you get positive yards, and you got 3rd and short, and
we were hoping he got out of bounds, but they didn't give us they kept the clock running, so I think we had to use a timeout there.
No, you're still going here. I think you get
the
short pass here off, and this is frustrating. We're looser here than I wanted to be with coverage wise, especially with a 3rd and 1.5. So now you got 1st and goal, but you're up against the clock.
Right.
So the clock is running. And we get the penalty.
The false start. Yep.
And now all of a sudden you're a little bit up against it, and you're going, well, I think they're going to have to throw the ball. I don't know if you had any timeouts left at this point.
Might have had one. We need a little timeout bar here on this thing, but this was going to kind of set the tone for the second half because we tie it, then you're back to 0-0. But it kind of put you guys in the driver's seat for the second half. And this first half seemed like it took forever with the penalties.
It did. We talked about that. We talked a lot about
our guys were kind of like gassed.
I love this play. I love the design of that play, and I really like how Jason played it. And Jason's he's a long defender, and he's athletic and can run, and he gets that one, and I think he gets this one too. And this one I thought was a touchdown when it first came out. It's a great release. He releases outside, and then he rakes that ball at the last minute. It's just a nice play by Jason, a good route by your young man there.
Our photographer in the end zone there had a great picture of it where, Jason tipped the ball. He was in our receiver's hand, and his hands came right through, and the picture's right with that happening. It's really cool.
That picture will be in this film when
cool.
you see the final version there.
And then 4th down again, 4th and 20 plus. What are you gonna do? And like seeing that Pauly kid come help. I don't know what number that is. Help Gio out after going down. So that's exemplifies kind of the class of Pauly and kind of what this rivalry is about.
What it's supposed to be. You'd hope every team you play, you kind of have that same thing where you get some mutual respect and you're doing it together. And but it was a heck of a first half. Certainly in 7-0. While it was a little bit ugly, I think both teams felt, hey, this is a game we can go out and win if we can clean up some mistakes.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
And the second half, I think had fewer mistakes. But we still had some execution and some issues like that. Was start kicking out of bounds.
Well, even on the kick out of bounds, normal situation, we'd probably make them kick it again because we like our return game. But it was our guys were gassed, and we're just like, we'll take the ball to 35. At halftime they were gassed, and so they got their second win. Yeah,
great play to start the second half, going against the motion there, and back to McCullough. And I was frustrated with my inside backers. Like, what are you looking at? You start staring in Rio's backfield, and you're going to be in trouble. The voodoo's going to get you.
Yep.
The voodoo's going to get you.
Another false start.
So you get the great first play, and So
it's just that's what it seemed like. We just could not string plays together. I think it was the same for you. We couldn't string 3-4 good plays together. It was 2 steps forward, 1 steps back, and it's a tough way to score if you keep doing that.
It is. Get some good, hard, up front. It's always going to come down, I think, different plays we made, but can you stop power against, for both these? Number 5 is he's so quick.
Yeah.
He cuts quick. He does a nice job with the blockers and using his blockers and getting 10, 9 yards, 10 yards out of that right there was pretty impressive.
That ball, I turned away. I thought he had caught it, but again, number 11 comes through and knocks it out.
Yeah.
I thought he caught it.
I did too.
So when coach asked me over the headset, "Are we punting?" I'm like, "Punting? No, we have a first down." And so disappointing for me, obviously, and hoping to come out and have a strong drive to start the half. Didn't happen, and it set the tone for the rest of the game. It's like, all right, this is going to be a dogfight.
It's frustrating for me to not catch that punt and get anything on it, but maybe we're gun shy now too.
Yeah, everyone's
worried about
it's the back of everyone's head.
Worried about where everything is going. So we come out more in that little bit of a spread out situation, and we had the route we call the window route open. He runs, picks up a couple there, and it's always in the quarterback's hands. Hey, if you feel like, if you're not comfortable throwing it, don't throw the dang ball.
Go get 5 yards.
We're trying to get it spread out a little bit and then come back, which we did that, and that was brutal. I don't know if we fumbled it a little bit.
It looked like maybe,
guard missed. It was mishandled, but now we're in the same boat, 3rd and 7. And again, we go back to try to work that side now. And that, you guys had showed this a little bit with the 2 safety look, a little bit of a cover 2 or man under cover 2. And
we went to it right there on that 3rd and
suddenly our backside route wasn't going to be there. We didn't recognize that and pick that up and go do something else. So
Calvin Johnson, the guy playing our strong side linebacker, position we call bandit, he was first time playing there. He'd always been a linebacker, but with Gio out, he got moved there, and he did a great job running around making plays, and just getting them lined up was a challenge, but he's such a smart football player. He's actually a backup at, I think, like 6 different positions. So he's one of those guys you can do it all.
When I opened up the roster and I saw his name, being a Detroit Lions fan, I was like, Calvin Johnson, oh my Lord, here we go.
Megatron.
I love that first play is old school Rio play with the counter, come back, and we work on a ton.
And that false start, poor kid. Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but I think he had 3 of them. Yeah.
We had a young man who had, I think, 2 or 3 as well. And it happened, it's a big game and exciting game. You start to get some movement, come back, and this kid here, Cormac Moran, number 14, is junior. Couldn't come out till late with some COVID stuff that he had to deal with, and just played an outstanding game. Because in our defense, especially against Rio, those outside linebackers probably got the toughest job around.
And this was actually not a bad throw.
No, it wasn't. But he had the pressure.
Yeah, Jack was under pressure all game, and he made the key throws he had to make, but wasn't as clean as you like it, and that happens when you're under pressure all game and don't have that clean pocket. Got a nice roll there on that punt.
That just kills me. It just drives me
10 yards.
Drives me nuts. But again, to be perfectly honest, we didn't get a lot of practice in those last 2 weeks, and we certainly weren't spending it catching punts.
Exactly.
Came back to power, and again, this is Matthias Olsen. He makes a nice run out of it, a nice run, and that, I can't wait to see what he does next year. That he's a worker, strong kid, and I think he's got to live up to his brothers a little bit. This, I think we had a blood on a uniform or something, and then I think you had blood on a uniform. One of your guys did or something. I'm not sure exactly what that was. This is typical Coach Schmoke not being very creative. It worked kind of, so let's go back and do it again. Didn't get much out of it there. I think we come back and then try to get it, which
Little
we
play
had
action.
it here. And
Yep.
that's 14 Cormac Moran. I'm telling you, he was getting held on his way out. You can see his jersey pull back, and the guy standing right there. I'm like, he should have caught it anyways, probably. But I said to the line judge, I said, what are you doing? Like, that's a hold, man. You see his jersey pull away from his body. What are you doing?
So at this point, we didn't even put anyone back to return the punt. We're just like, guys, we're not even going to try to return it. And it wasn't one of their better punts, but at this point, we didn't want to give the ball back again.
Yeah.
On our side of the field.
Yeah, understandable. And when you're in a dogfight here, you try not to let that go, get a nice play on.
I mean, it's just, you'll see that 4 or 5 guys on the tackle, and we'll play games, we'll play the whole game, and you don't have 1 or 2 guys on a tackle like that when we play us, and so that's just a testament kind of to your guys' preparation and your team. Good hard run by Jonathan right here.
That was a real good run. And that ends up coming at Henry McDonald, the freshman, who's going to be a stud there. And but he figured out, like, you play Rio, you're coming down on that power, you got to come with everything you got because it's gonna, you get ejected back out the other side.
Right.
And of course, I have a little bit of some nightmares at times about some of the Rio drives. I can think about last year, where that power gets going, and having a little bit at the end of this game, especially after you got the big 4th down, and we're going, hey, this is where it's going to come out, is this power, and right now you got it
right.
rolling.
And it's a rhythm thing too with us, and our linemen getting a rhythm, and they want to keep running it, and just recognize those guys. Royal Young, Paul Lena, Ray Montez, Josh Cito's out there. Who am I missing? Our tight end, Damian Diaz, and of course Brandon Davis. And they were feeling good about this point in the game. And like you said, we kind of get in a rhythm with that, and all of a sudden, you look across the side, and you've put together 4 or 5 plays like that, and it starts wearing on the defense. And so our line did a really good job. We didn't finish this drive, but second half, at the end of the game, we finally put it together.
My favorite kind of football is got Stimler coming in there and coming with a bang, and Sam Howell, making that thing cut in, and a kid, he's a big kid in the middle. You don't see him in on a lot of tackles, but you don't see him getting pushed down the field, which is Bryson, and he again, second brother, older brother played on a very good team, and he came in and played most of this game. He played the whole game on offense and most of it on defense, and just he's one of those kids, Mark, that when things are going bad for me, I want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
he's
really cool.
He's always got the right thing to say, and
after
this game, it was again of just
good maturity.
Mature kid, and he's just a genuinely good, nice kid. More important than anything he'll do on the field, boy. He's just a nice kid. The day before, I said, we're going to bring champagne to the game. And I said, Luke, you got it. And he gave me a thumbs up. Said something like, I'm more of a beer man myself. We're just kidding, folks.
What we didn't do, though, we should have a trophy for this game. So
we have talked about that.
Picture with the trophy afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, for years it was just the Prep League championship trophy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, whoever won this game was going to be Prep League champs.
Here's a 3rd down play, start the 4th quarter, and that's Cormac there, picking his way through.
Getting it right at the line of scrimmage,
and get it to 4th down, which nobody wants to be there, but like you said, it's 4 down territory.
4 down territory, and our trick punt here comes again.
And this one, boy,
this one was really close to being huge, but it turned into a touchback, so a net gain of like 15 yards, but we thought it was worth it.
Boy, that's huge, because I thought he got it. I thought that here we were going to be coming out of the end zone. Although last year, when the same thing happened, it ended up working out pretty good for us.
99 yards later,
who's running a rocket out of their own end zone? going
You're exactly right. Yeah.
So
I remember that.
Get the nice toss. Again,
Yep.
this formation was good for us at times, and again, it felt like one of those things. But we started having some real issues with cramping.
Yeah.
Some of that time off and everything else. We just you can see guys grabbing down. A lot of those guys really fatigue started becoming a factor, and their bodies started giving out a little bit.
And you're just not in mid-season form, and so. But yeah, that last play, you see me throwing my hands up. I'm like, I think I was talking to one of my, where were you guys? We thought we had that thing diagnosed, and we should have been there, but.
And then we get a penalty off of it, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But
I was trying to get an explanation here. I'm out of the numbers.
At this point, every time I come out of the number, boy, they let me know it. Coach, get out of here. And of course now I'm just going, hey, any kind of score right here we got, and we get this play,
big run,
and I'm thinking, boy, and a great job by your boy Kelvin Johnson coming back there, because if he doesn't recover and get a spin and doesn't give up on that play, I think it's going in.
Yeah, it's a great play.
That's how crazy this game is. We're 1 minute out from the ball being down on the 1 yard line, and now we're on the 11,
looking at.
And
kind of ice it, yeah.
Yep, looking to kind of ice it.
Field goal would probably ice it.
Field goal range is good, and
although those goalposts are narrower.
They are narrow, and boy, that was in my mind.
Yep.
And then we come back and we struggle here, and this Colin knew right away he should have just followed him on that, and
that was huge. That's Ray Montez who came up with that, and
it's big, but you got the big boy right there in the mix again.
Yeah, just kind of pushing the line of scrimmage.
And that was definitely one of those plays where you're going to kids, come on, we could, we're there. And then you got, and this doesn't even end up being the drive.
No, well, I had visions though. Hey guys, we're gonna put a 9-minute drive together and walk off. It's gonna be it.
Yeah.
And so we were in no hurry, and I think I said that on the headsets. Hey, let's take our time. Let's just march down the field, and it was kind of working until we fumbled. But on those goalposts, so if you're kicker at the kick at the end, do you think he makes it if it doesn't get blocked?
That's a good question. It's our backup kicker.
Okay.
Because our first kicker is Connor, who we've been talking about, Boyle, and he was all cramped up and didn't think.
Oh, that's why your chains guys were like, why isn't Connor kicking? Why isn't the guys?
Sam
your
came
dad's
in
doing chains.
We do work on the kicking game quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's hard to say one way or the other.
This was a great run, and your corner made another great play. Jonathan never saw him. And I think that's another 10 yards if that corner doesn't get off that block and hustle and make that play.
Yeah, he was working hard. I'm watching. Our D line, number 17 is a kid, Alex Shea, who is a junior, will come back and he's made a bunch of hustle plays and coming. He's just a really, really good athlete, and again missed a lot of practice because of the COVID stuff, and is a hustler, much like Jason is there, getting back in on plays and making stuff happen.
Well, Cormac, number 14 right there, made a great play. We had our guard pull, and he got off it and tackled the running back. Again, a play that against most teams would have been 12 yards, 15 yards. So 6-minute mark, we're feeling good. We're moving the ball, and then we turn it over. But it wasn't quite as little time for you to kind of salt it away either.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, I think we might get it back one more time.
Still get still get one more chance.
And so.
And we missed that block out wide, and Connor still, and this is kind of what I like about Connor. You get him in space, and he's tough, and we get this kind of thing, which I was so glad that they were just offsetting and go play football.
Yeah, because that would have been a big blow to us or you right there.
Yeah,
so.
either way.
And it was definitely mutual. We of course we're gonna argue our way on in the heat of the moment. When you watch it on film, like, oh yeah, we deserve to get flagged too.
I was walking all the way across the field, and the referee was like, get out of here. I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure nobody gets thrown out, or I don't think anything stupid's going to happen, but you never know. This one, I was like, you got to go early. you got to get up through there earlier. He tried to carry that fake a little too long with guys coming up field. I think if we had hit it early, he had a little bit of a seam there, and maybe could have snuck through some, but now we're back in 3rd and 8. And
that was Royal Young, our a junior defensive end for us, who made a great play on that too as well. Kind of sawed away from him, ran right down the line of scrimmage like he's told to, and made the play.
Here we came out, and
I mean, that changes everything right there.
Yeah.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8, and you end up with
now it's like, all right,
3rd and 13, and
LBs, you can be 6 yards off the ball, and it changes everything.
It's hard to get that underneath catch and run, or just over the top. You can't have much here, and I still liked it. We stayed with the same play here, but we just couldn't execute. We just couldn't put it together here. Oh, we didn't stay with the same play. Now I'm trying to remember what we did run on this play.
Play action.
Oh yeah, we're coming back.
It's a good play call.
Yeah, and again, we thought this is going to be a matchup we can try to exploit, and even there, I think you get a 50-50 ball on a 3rd and 13 down the sideline. If you get a pick, you get a pick. If you get, but just a little bit overthrown, and then we get another penalty.
False start.
Yeah.
Which, another 5 yards, because we still weren't putting a punt returner back there, and so.
Yeah, you hope to get.
You were hoping this one, I'm sure, would just roll to the 5-yard line or inside.
Yeah, we were hoping let it roll around, don't touch it, bleed clock.
Now you didn't really show a fake like you guys like to do on your punts. You hadn't had time to put that in.
No, we did. David's a little bit less of that kid, but I trust him.
Yeah.
But most time when we put that in, and it's really up to the kids to fake. Usually within the first 2 or 3, they try one.
Yeah.
David has never tried one. This Cormac does get held up a little bit with messing with the blockers and doesn't contain it. Yeah, he's doing this. I think he thinks he's getting help. But you get that edge, and all of a sudden you're right back. Almost to midfield, getting towards the 40, and
good run by Gio.
And that I the front side. I love what Cormac did there. He comes back inside to make the play, and the inside linebacker doesn't get back over the top, but. We're starting to grab, and I'm going, oh no, here's...
Yeah, and that our line, who, again, I mentioned their names earlier, Royal Young at center, Ray Montez, Jaden Sanchez at guards, Paul Lena, Brandon Davis. They won us this game right here, and just kind of gave us enough of a creases that weren't there in the first half, all of a sudden got there and gave us a little crease, and Jonathan and Ryan were able to get through.
Just hitting enough of it there.
Yep.
And
that was a good play. So it gets us a third
stop
down.
Here, we get a third, and then I think
it comes to the 4th. Yeah.
We get a tackle for a loss. I think on this play maybe.
Someone asked me when did you decide to go for 2, and it was as soon as we got the ball back. They said if we're score, we're going for 2. And
that was it. You get a false start, so that's what gets us a third and 10, basically 3rd and 9. And knowing that this was the part in the game, to get this stop.
This was the game
right here. This is about it, and you get the quick toss and
to the short side, which you guys played really well. We thought we could sneak that in and might be able to get a first down, but only got 5 out of it. So now we're at a 4th and 5. We flipped our fullback, McCullough, and our and put Gio in at fullback and put McCullough at tight end, who I think drew a little of attention there. And Gio with that wheel route reached out, and that was a fingertip catch.
It was. You're going to see this
there
here.
You go.
And this, I did get one picture in there, and I'm going to talk about this play for a second because Cormac was trailing, but we actually had a safety and was supposed to be back over the top of him coming out of the backfield.
Right. Yeah, Gio had such a good game the week before.
But we had gotten, when McCullough came free, our safety
saw him,
jumped him, came down and looked at him, and Silvertop is perfect pass, and you can see right there, boy, is a fingertip catch, and
with the sore shoulder and all.
That is a heck of
gutsy catch.
a heck of a play, and it was really right here.
Yeah, he was close.
I thought that was in right there, and I thought, okay, we got time.
Yeah.
We got time. The time
the
clock keeps jumping around.
Yeah.
It's actually just
it's
about
right
over
around 2 minutes. Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like, we got to get a stop, and you get it in. I go, okay, we got about 2 minutes. We can do it. And when you lined up for 2, and you're going, and I knew that you played home games, and I knew that you didn't have goalposts. So
we had done a lot of 2-point plays.
I said they've been doing 2-point plays, but I think they're going to come out and go for it. And we actually call a timeout here to talk about it. And what
did you anticipate?
We anticipated this. But I thought, they have tossed it on a couple of these because I was going to bring the house. I was just going to bring the house. And of course, in hindsight, I wish we would have brought the house.
Ryan found a crease there, got downhill, and he's 245 pounds, and he gets going downhill.
Yeah,
there's not going to be a lot of people who can tackle him.
But I figured, we got 1:54 left,
right.
And certainly we have time, and we had the weapons. I thought to be able to do it, but we hadn't shown that we could consistently move the ball, and for this one, I was like, please keep this ball in bounds and let us get a return. Let Connor get it and give him some space. And he does a nice job.
Yeah, it was a good return.
He does a nice job of giving us some space to start to operate.
Yeah. Almost midfield.
That
that was a few steps away from being maybe a touchdown too.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with 1:40. I don't know if
now you only had one timeout. Or were you out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had one timeout.
Yeah.
But we thought, hey, we can get in hurry up mode, and we practice in hurry up mode, so. Getting it going here and just getting the first down play, getting up,
yards,
let's go. Now we're over midfield. It's second down. We're in the same kind of look here.
Good pressure there by McCullough and forced him out, but Colin had a nice run there.
Yeah,
that was 15 yards.
You got the ball in the 40. You got 1:20. You're going. This is doable.
Right.
This can happen. Make this exciting. You guys get a timeout.
Yeah, this was kind of just a rest timeout.
We're out and empty, and kind of letting Colin call some shots here.
Mm-hmm.
Make some decisions based on coverage. Does a nice
job. That was a great throw right over our Mike linebacker.
Yeah.
In front of the safety. Great throw.
Sneaks it in there, and now you're.
Everyone's looking at the clock. Everyone's looking at the clock.
Now it's the clock. The clock stops for a second here. We're able to get up and go before it gets started again, before they set the chains, call the play.
This would have been an epic ending too had you scored, but for you guys, obviously we're happy it went the other way. And that's the negative play.
Yeah,
that was plaguing.
There's the thing that kind of kills you is you get that, and now the clock's running. You got to burn a timeout.
Right.
It takes you from on schedule to off schedule, and it's those little things that get you still in it here. We get a penalty for a false start, I think. Then we're going backwards.
Yeah.
And it's just, hey.
We're
first game gonna make mistakes. It's just inopportune. I shouldn't say inopportune times because we both made them the whole game.
Right.
We made them in good times, bad times, and everything else.
And you can see we're dropping 7 here and just bringing 4, trying to keep Colin in the pocket and making sure we don't get anything over the top.
Yeah.
And telling our guys, you have to tackle. Okay, they complete the pass, you just got to tackle. And mainly because the clock was on our side. And
the underneath routes were okay.
We just couldn't give up one of those. Yeah. So we were very, very wary of that.
That was not a great decision, but one
throw it
thing
up to Connor. Yeah, you think you have a shot.
That's what makes it a good decision.
Yeah.
With anybody else, probably, to be honest, at this point, you go. But for Connor, when it comes down to it, there's times when you have guys, you go just throw it to him. I don't care what happens, just throw it to him.
Right.
So he took a shot there. get third down. We know we got to pick up something here. We got to get into field goal range or something. At this point, still, if we get to the 20, we're coming out to kick the field goal.
Right. You get it, and then we get this late hit right here.
We get the pop
the
there.
late hit, or the defenseless player. Yeah.
And it was one of those things, and I did look it up, and it's interesting because they just changed this rule last year. Was a point of emphasis. That used to be a 15-yard automatic first down.
Right, but that was huge that it wasn't.
Until last year.
Yeah. Because now you had to make the decision.
Yep.
Because it's fourth down.
And so now, if you get the first down, you go, hey, we got 3 shots at the end zone.
Right.
We got 3 shots
with
to
one
still
timeout
matriculate that thing down.
No, you were out of timeouts, I think,
And,
but you still had 3 shots with 40 seconds left, 46 seconds.
And,
Honestly,
and the other thing that was interesting to me is they said it was after the play.
Right.
And so it's fourth down now.
Right. Dead
instead
ball.
of third down.
Right.
They're calling it a dead ball, which I don't agree with that part of it. I think it should have been third down.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, And so we're going, okay, we're going to kick the field goal. You guys call the timeout.
Yeah, someone asked, you called the timeout to ice the kicker? I'm like, no, I was not icing the kicker. I called timeout because we had never gone over field goal block.
Yeah.
Because our 2 games played with no goalposts. It wasn't anything we talked about. And so we called timeout just to line that up. And you see I'm talking to the official here. I want to give him a little piece of my mind. But called timeout to set up the field goal block and put our 2 big guys, Brandon Davis and Ryan McCullough, in both A gaps, and just said go block it. Try to block it. And so
it was a good decision. I mean that was a good timeout. Obviously, it was. You got the result that I'd hoped to get on my timeout from the 2-point conversion. So it was. Any way you look at it, this was fun. This was a fun situation to be in, and
came down to the last play of the game.
The kids come down and take a knee and grab hands, and you guys call the timeout here.
Yeah, this is where we call the timeout.
And then you get the block, and that's it, And I don't know. It's hard to tell with the trajectory of the ball, where it was going to go.
It was well struck.
It was well struck.
You listen to it. Yeah, you listen to it. It's a thump, and then the second thump, which defensive coach you love to hear. But it was definitely well struck. It's thump, thump.
Certainly when it comes right up the middle that quickly. And, we talked about it's interesting because my second son is on the team this year, and actually it's right over on his side, and he was just beating himself. I don't mind saying it because it's my kid. It came over on his side, and he was beating himself up about the play, and I tried to explain to him, like, 1, I don't know if that ball is going in.
Yeah.
2, we shouldn't have been in that situation. 3, there's 800 plays,
Right.
There's so many plays in this game that you woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can't focus just on the last one, but it is something we work on a bunch. But just because you do it right doesn't mean somebody else, they're working on it too.
Right.
And you got a big kid, you're a freshman, and you got a senior coming through, and they made the play.
Yeah. And so that's just like you said. Yeah, sometimes the other team makes plays, and this was just as much as that as anything else. Just 42.
Well,
digging deep and making a play.
It was a great play, but the sad part is even if we make it, they call the illegal formation.
Yeah, you're right.
Our tight end was farther off the ball, so we're right back in it anyways.
Yeah.
Having to kick it again anyway, so whether or not we make that is.
Would you have kicked it again, or would you have thrown the ball?
No.
Would you have thrown the ball? Or we
ran a play. We would have ran a play.
Yeah.
We would have taken our chances to get into the end zone, and in hindsight, I go, well, maybe we should have done that to begin with. But as a coach, I've had a number of games where we've come down and won it with a field goal at the end.
Right.
And so it has worked out for us.
I mean, that would have been an epic.
And it would have been an epic ending either way. It was an epic game.
Right.
And one of my my favorite things about this is we get through the taking a knee and everything, and I don't know why I didn't edit this out. I think I just left the end of the game because it was such a great game, and I wanted this opportunity for us to talk about how great the game was and how great these kids were. But I was really proud of both sets of kids in the way that your guys celebrated and the way that our guys kept their head high and shook hands. We both took some time and obviously respectively talking to our teams and everything, but and we talked about this before about taking the picture together and I always wondered, like, because I thought we were going to win the game, to be honest. I always think we're going to win. And I'm like, I hope Mark still wants to take the picture after the game, after we beat him.
Exactly.
And, so sure as heck, I know you guys are like,
how long? We're thinking the same thing. Yeah. I hope. Yeah, we'll do a picture with you afterwards.
Everybody can say it before the game, right?
Yeah.
And when I came over and we brought the kids together and you said, hey, we're going to mix them up. And I heard guys from both sides like, oh. I'm like, no, we are. You guys, get over there. Give me a break. You guys are, we're all in the same community. This is part, and to me, to be honest, this is what makes football such a great game, is because losing it is so hard. It's so hard to lose, and you
just the emotion involved.
You're physically beaten up. You're mentally beaten up. You have all
dead
this,
tired,
and I can't think of a better way, because shoot, we're both married guys with dads. We both got 4 kids. We're a couple crazies with that, and sometimes in life stuff does not go your way.
Exactly,
and certainly how you handle it and what you show, I think, says as much or more about you than
when it's going good.
When it's going good. So I was really proud of that. I was really proud of our guys for manning up and going in there. I was really proud of your guys for not, being jerks about it.
Yeah. Could you rewind? I want to see something on this rewind.
Here,
the handshake. Do you have the handshake?
Here. I don't think we do have the handshake on this part, but I'll certainly, because you mention it, I'll put it in. Yeah, I ended up cutting out from
Well, I just noticed because someone commented watching the tape on Huddle. 21 was sitting over here on the bench, and 3 of our guys went and just showed him some love at the end of the game, which I thought was really cool.
Yep.
And a senior like that, there was all 3 of our seniors who could obviously feel his pain and not being able to play more than a quarter or whatever he did when he got hurt. And so I thought, again, it's just a sign of the class of both schools and how we characterized our rivalry more as in the vein of Army-Navy than anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of how they treat each other on the football field and mutual respect and that, that's really what's the most important thing, and competing like crazy, but then giving each other the respect and love you deserve after the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. Well, thanks. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
I know. Maybe we'll start doing this every year. Hopefully, though, we'll both be in the playoffs. Getting ready for that, so we'll have to wait till after those are done and everything else. And the one good thing about playing a short season in the spring is that we're not far from.
Yeah, we're a few months away.
And getting it going again. Well, thanks for coming, Mark. And,
Appreciate it. You guys having us. And again, thanks to Paulie for making this game happen. And best of luck to all your seniors who are moving on to do great things, I'm sure. Best of luck to our seniors. Feel the same way. And just really glad this was able to happen. Our kids have been through a lot this last year. And so I think you and I made a point that if it's possible, we're going to make this game happen. And having really, the seniors especially taking their senior year in a lot of aspects taken away, this was something that they're going to be able to hang their hat on and remember, really a lifetime memory, and look back on it. And I think it's worth all the hassle and all the trouble. And I'm glad we did it.
Me too.
Good for them.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, people have asked me, like, why, I can't. Now are you upset that you came back and ended up playing? And I said, God heavens no.
Yeah.
Because it really, and I picked the clip at the beginning of the video for a reason, talking about winning and losing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, I always remember who the games. I do that we coach because it's so important to the kids. I don't remember the ones that I played.
Right.
I just remember the times that I had with those guys, and I think the biggest thing that these guys are going to take away from this is that they played, and that it was a rivalry, and it was a great game,
great venue, everything.
And you know, we've had a lot of games that could have went either way. We could have. But the fact that it is such a close rivalry and it is one of respect, and they'll get after it on the field, not tell kids. And if if kids are looking at if somebody from another school said, oh, this and that, both of us have been around football for a long time and at different schools and at different levels and this and that, and you can say all you want about all small rosters and small guys and this and that. This is real football. This is 100% real football in this game between these two teams, and they might not have 6'5", 275-pound defensive ends,
but they're hitting.
But you know, sometimes one thing I'll tell you about a Rio kid and a Poly kid playing against each other is you might see some of these big schools with those 250-pound kids, but they hit with 180 pounds.
Exactly.
And we have 145-pounders. You're going to hit with 210.
Exactly.
And so you can always hear this game as well as see it. And the great thing is to be able to shake it out. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, appreciate it, Chris.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Wrap.
Great game, guys. Hell of a 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 game. Easy to second guess after the fact. And there's all sorts of people who do that. They'll spend their whole life saying, if I would have done this or if I would have done that. Those are guys who have they're indecision. Because they spend their whole life going, I'm going to go here, go there. You pick it and you hit it. And you go as hard as you can. And you accept the results. And that's what we're doing. Today, every single one of you became a little bit more man. I'll tell you that right now. That was tough. That was tough, hard-nosed, old school. Maybe it's because I've been here for so long and I remember the days where you just come in and punches in the mouth all day. In a game like this, where it was 62-6. But you fought. Everything didn't go perfect. It's hard to have one shot, be in the Rose Bowl, and then go, and we lost. You lost an 8-7 game to a goddamn good football team. Proud of you.